That was mind-numbing. My sister had a talk on way back from Jerry and Linda's about them discovering pharaohs under our chariots under the Red Sea. So I said, well, I gotta go look at that and see where that's at. So I went and watched a video on it about a man named Ryan Wyatt. And when taking a large group of women and children from a large army, and well, they weren't really at first. The Exodus was not. They were told to go, right? And so they started walking home, and you wouldn't walk, okay, to the middle of the Red Sea to go to where they were going, okay. You'd go up and take the path up, when you go look at the Alexandria in Egypt, and where Egypt is, and where you're leaving, okay. That logic mandates, doesn't dictate that you would go up and around, and and when you always hear the stories, it's like that makes no sense. You don't go, you don't go to LA via Omaha, right? I'm just kidding, but you do. But if you're coming from the South, that's always troubled me. So is the story about Noah's Ark with all the mythology and stuff, and I've explained this stuff over and over again. And here's what's important: if your faith is based on stories that could be turned into mythology, then your faith that's real weak. That's weak faith, okay? Your faith shouldn't be based on the mythological stories that you hear that people are trying to prove through science, okay? Your faith should be based off the stories that hold water, Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last, okay? That's what your faith should be based on. Your faith shouldn't be based on whether or not, okay, there was magic intervention like Aphrodite helping out Perseus with Menelaus. Okay. So, and then spending $10 million on an expedition to prove your mythology when you could use $10 million from saving people from starving to death in Africa itself near the Red Sea, right? Because nobody obeys, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last, right? So people starving every day, sin all over this world. Don't jump in the water if you can't swim. Swim, sin all over this world. You got to praise him. Jah is the word for God. And Jah is not him, okay? What they might be getting wrong is you praise the Lord, okay, for showing you faith in God, and life's eternal, grace is infinite, and then we're not doing it, so let's forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. I have faith that life is eternal and grace is infinite, and share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. So, Psalms, Proverbs, the way away from Europa and the Roman Empire is forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, right? Doesn't send people with scuba diving equipment to find artifacts at the bottom of the sea to prove Hercules and Archimedes, you see what I'm saying? Isn't the name of the owl on, the sword stone, Archimedes, right? So, but if you're going to spend all your time taking lots of money that could save people from genocide because you won't stand up for the Lord's Prayer, trying to prove your belief in mythology, what kind of a Christian are you? What kind of a Muslim are you? What kind of a human being are you? Period. If you're out busy doing science projects to try to disprove corporations that mass murder over myth with money, what kind of a scientist are you? Okay, why don't you just get up and, hey, it says in your book there, life's eternal, grace is infinite, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. I know what puts me out of a job. but I won't need it because I won't have to pay extortion to live here and be a complete asshole to assholes. You know what I'm saying there? Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. All right. And so it's very frustrating when I sit down and I watch, people in my, you go watch this. Go watch this guy. He's amazing what he discovered. Did he discover he's a selfish asshole who goes and wants to prove comic books and debate comic books with other people that debate comic books over lots of money? And then take artifacts and put them into buildings that require lots of money to keep them safe while children are starving in the streets because we're denied the commandments of Lord Jesus Christ on a daily basis? Okay. Bada boom, bada bing. Earl's pissed. Always. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not always pissed. But when people come at me with, well, my family is molested mentally and emotionally, okay, by corporations that bastardize the word God, that torture my Lord Jesus with their myth and deny people the truth of his faithful love and his perfect commands, that really chaps my hide. That really hacks my gonads. That grinds my gears. Right? Seth MacFarlane? Doesn't that grind your gears? Doesn't that quahog piss you off, Family Guy? Doesn't that make you want to have a dog write a book and be a bestseller at the seller at the speed of love? No, because money's not real. There you go. What's wrong with you, Ted? Damn. I wish I was a teddy bear, not living or loving or going nowhere. I wish I was, and I wish I'd never fallen in love with you. It's not really falling in love, it's attachment. Okay. Oh, Josie was telling me tonight that the priest she asked to bless her reading cursed her marriage. I was like, what a bastard. Pray to the saints. She said, if I would have prayed to Jesus, I think our marriage would have gone better because I would have had better religious guidance through my marriage. And you know what? I believe you. I think that's true. I think when you ask Jesus questions, because she said that when she got older, my daughter was going to a different church rather than the Catholic Church. And I was fussing her. And she said, yell at Ralph. He's going to that church too. And Jesus told her, leave him alone. He's old enough to make his own decisions. Yeah, you'll never go wrong when you talk to Jesus. Okay. He won't steer you wrong. Guys, Oral Roberts told Oral Roberts that he needed $1 million from gullible people or Jesus was going to kill him. Jesus didn't tell him that. Jesus said, forgive, debt, and press fast love and eternal faithful peace, right? Oral Roberts is full of shit, man. Oral Roberts might as well be Pope John Paul. Okay. We need more money for the corporation. Jesus isn't ready for us to live world peace yet. You sound like Zokir Nook. Just helping you out, brother. Just helping you out. Right? So, where's that credit card? Where's that credit card? You better have a better credit limit. You better be able to buy the car and drive it off the lot with your credit card, mister. I play in the NBA. Okay. Your credit's good here. And so it's nuts, right? So it's annoying. I watched it. I hate watching those videos. And then at the bottom, it's like, oh, God. Does this guy do all of them, or is this a computer voice? He's the new, he's got the voice of, it's the voice of scientific evidence and reason. Is it kind of like Robert Stack and Jack Palance and Leonard Nimoy? In search of, believe it or not, unsolved mysteries. There you go. Robert Stack, Unsolved Mysteries. Jack Palance, believe it or not. Leonard Nimoy was In Search of? I think so. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. But they have that voice, Like James Earl Jones reading the Bible, That voice. Charlton Heston, the voice of God, reading about, Got to get the right guy for, wow, I really believe this comic book. I believe that guy. There will be another dream for me. Someone will bring it. I will drink the wine while it is warm and never let you catch me looking at the sun. And after all the loves in my life, yes, after all the loves in my life, I'll be thinking of you and wondering why. I'm not making fun of that song. I really like Jimmy Webb. I also like Wichita Lineman a lot. I think he also wrote Galveston. I don't know if he wrote Try a Little Kindness. I know he wrote All I Know by Art Garfunkel, which is choice. I love that song. All right. And every time I listen to that song, I thought of my Amy destroying our marriage in Wyoming and it affecting the kiddos. And I thought of my mom being killed by the medical industry. And yeah, so I will drink the wine while it is warm and never let you catch me looking at the sun. But after all the loves in my life, I'll be thinking of you and wondering why. I don't have to. Jesus told me. They disobey me. They asked you, what do we got to do to avoid all the crap and the bad stuff in the book of Revelation? Stand up and live the Lord's Prayer. It's not time yet. So I know exactly why. Mine and Amy's marriage was such hell. My mom was killed by the medical industry. Shelby was. Trisha was. I know exactly why people are murdered because of philanthropy and they don't want to live the Lord's Prayer. I know exactly what's wrong with people. I know exactly why they sin and why they continue to sin. Okay? It's not an unsolved mystery. I don't sit there and say, believe it or not. It's not in search of. I'm not in search of anything. I already know what I need to know to live that which is right for us to know how to live right. Right? And it's in the Bible. Okay? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Why have you forsaken me? Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, right? Just read the words in red. The rest of the stuff, if you claim, after reading Genesis, if you see people claiming God as a possessive pronoun in the first person, that is tribalism and is wrong. God's omnipotent and omnipotent. God is the essence of all existence. If you accept this faith and stop trying to bastardize God as your personal possession, then you will be just like the man who offered his life during the occupation of Judea during the Roman Empire to protect all the innocent women and children from the egos of the Romans. Okay? We'll kill you all. If you have a 5-year-old child that says they believe what Jesus believes, we'll kill them. We'll eradicate the scourge off the face of the planet. You have no idea what you're dealing with when the Romans. I do. I live in Las Cruces F in fucking New Mexico. CIA agents telling people they won't talk to me in my face. You tell your buddy Parsons not to get a big head. We could run him over in the parking lot of a Best Buy, and it wouldn't be if he didn't even exist. But your technology is aware of my existence, and your technology is supposed to be supremely intelligent to its inventors one day and solve all our problems that the technology's inventors are still engaging in and causing to this day. Right? That'll do, pig. That'll do. If I had the words to make a day for you, I'd make one shiny and new. Yeah, it's cute with the little mouse singing the pig on Babe, Anybody else like that? I like the movie. I think it's cute. It's kind of an adorable little limerick. But you shouldn't apply human traits to animals. They're a little different. I understand that they do things that we reflect. You understand what an animal's doing and how an animal is perceiving things. It's going to think differently than you. It doesn't understand credit card. It doesn't understand money. Okay. It's just like, hey, I tore that up. Well, go off in your thing that, and bring me a new one. I'm not a professional football player. Stop tearing up the couch. We're just going to have it like this. Yeah, and then I'm going to yell at you every time. God damn it, the springs are sticking me in the ass, you little shit. I go out and work hard for money to pay for our extortion, and this is how you repay me? The dog's like, you're an asshole. Why are you yelling at me? Your money isn't real. Go get another couch. They'll incarcerate me. Well, then give me to somebody that has more money so I can tear up the couch and he can always buy a new one. Okay. See, dogs don't think like that, but you do. But you're a man and not a dog, right? Okay. So do you understand? Okay. It's this mind, okay? This a mind. Because this mind is not trapped in hell by the ego, okay? So this is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. I quite enjoy it, I don't enjoy its, scientific torture for people that are jealous, from people that are jealous of me and show no signs of stopping. And and they bought some corn for popping. Baby, it's cold outside. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I really can't stay. I don't want to. Carol, you're funny. But I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Yeah, sitting here waiting for you is going to be like waiting for winter. It's going to be cold. There might even be snow. Oh, hell's frozen over like 8 times. So much so that we're in reverse and now we're melting the polar ice caps. She still ain't showed up. Damn. Earl, you're bad. I'm just kidding, y'all. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. When I'm done doing what I need to do, a little boy like me, will be able to meet, Tracy in the schoolyard, and her dad won't get a job in Washington, D.C., and I'll have my little Maria from Sesame Street, if that's the way it's meant to be, right? So I don't. I look at the world perfectly. I don't look at it through rose-colored glasses. Okay, truth is truth, lie is lie. I don't want anything to do with your lie. I want the truth of faithful love, and I will settle for nothing less. Okay, and I know when that happens. One enchanted evening, you may find your true love. Right, I believe in that. Right, and so, older than springtime, Emma. Older than old Amy. Self-specific. Older than dirt, are you? Like, you're funny. She made me laugh. I thought that was hilarious, man. Because she had to show me the stuff with Joe, Joe was one of my favorite characters in the movie, And I'm like, Joe, what are you doing? Don't be a dumbass, I was like, but Joe gets killed. And so the little Polynesian girl that falls in love with, you sexy man, right? Lieutenant, she doesn't get her man. He gets killed for the home team, right? But Shirley Jones, the blonde, she gets her older husband that has children that are they're French Polynesian. It's the Pashans. I'm just kidding. But and Nora, she's so fine. Yeah, she's a bitch. She's my brother's sister, Earl. So funny. Old Christmas John. He was so funny. And he used to get me in trouble all the time, man. He would sit in the back of the class and he would whistle the beginning of I Can't Smile Without You, right? And I'd start laughing and I would get in trouble. I'm like, you didn't hear that? Okay. I never ratted him out. I'm always that way. I was the same way in the military. He would sit in the back. I can't do it. And he would whistle it and I would start cracking up. What's so funny, Mr. Parsons? Nothing. Nothing at all. Chris would be over there laughing and I'm like, you didn't hear that? Okay. He's whistling the intro to Barry Manilow's Can't Smile Without You. And it's making me laugh. Okay. It's funny. What do you know for funny? Right? Oh, it's hilarious. He knew it'd work every time too. He'd sit there and he would whistle it and I'd start cracking up. And then the teacher would yell at me, what's so funny, Mr. Parsons? Apparently you find nothing funny. So, you just sucked all the fun out of the room. So yell at me. Thank you. You're welcome. Chris, this is Chris. Now Chris is laughing his eyes. So why aren't you yelling at him? What's so funny, Mr. Pashan? I didn't say that, but you're thinking it. It's like, you don't see him laughing over there? Okay. Like Andrew Vidari, the Filipino kid that I like so much, the house mouse in Flight 223. When he was very dramatic, reminded you a lot of George Takei. Good George Takei's, command Lieutenant Sulu. And when we were marching, he would look at me and he'd kick into a Russian march. And he'd throw his head back and I would laugh every time and then I would get in trouble. What's so funny? Nothing. Nothing's funny at all. And Andrew would be over there. It's like, yeah. He's over there laughing. Is okay. But I would never rat him out. I would just, it's funny. And he knew it. I was like, and that's what they liked about me. Parsons will not rat you out. He will laugh because it's funny, right? Of course. It's hilarious, right? Mark Giovanni and Tom Coughlin, the Mississippi Connection. They're like, you're Italian and you're from Mississippi? Good God, kid, how'd you survive? Mark Giovanni. And he had a southern accent. And him and Coughlin all the time. What's a virgin in Mississippi? What's that? A girl that can outrun her brothers and cousins. It's like, you guys shut up. You're going to get me in trouble. They had all kinds of Mississippi jokes. They used to have us in stitches. They were hilarious. Coughlin and Giovanni had all these stories, all these jokes, these Mississippi jokes. They're like, oh my gosh, just like me and Ramirez with New Mexico jokes at Pope. Driving to New Mexico. What are you doing? Well, I was driving my friend, right? And you come up to an intersection, there's a red light, and he punches it through the intersection. What the hell are you doing? Said, don't worry about it. My cousin Chewy does this all the time. Then he comes up to a green light, and he stops. He goes, what are you doing? Goes, my cousin Chewy might be coming. Right? And you're like, you ever driven in Albuquerque? Okay. Me and Ramirez would tell these kind of jokes all the time, and they're like, no way. It's like, yeah. You know that movie, The Gauntlet, with Dennis Weaver? From Stephen King's imagination? That's inspired by New Mexico. Oh, yeah. Truck drivers hate New Mexico drivers. They want to run us all off the road and kill us. Okay. The motherfucker has no turn signal. They think the speed limit is permanently 35, even in a 75. Serious, yeah. Oh, we told all kinds of jokes about New Mexico driving and stuff. And yeah, me and Ramirez used to do that all the time. And there's no way, yeah. Like a Mexican man teaching his son how to drive. Okay. No, Pedro. I know, don't go yet. But there's no one here. The intersection's completely open. I know. See that gringo right there? He's coming real fast. Okay, now pull out in front of him. Okay. No, hit the gas. Just go. 25. But the speed limit's 40. I know. Okay. Now turn left. Real slow. It's funny. It's true. It's like, what? See that gringo? No, wait till the gringo shows up. He's speeding. Watch, he's going to be costing like a motherfucker. It's getting back at the man. It's hilarious, though. But me and Ramirez would tell all these jokes. And they were like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that, New Mexico. Yes, it is. Okay, so we had all these New Mexico jokes. Everybody'd laugh, and we'd make... The people that made fun of our community, New Mexico, the most were me and Ramirez. Wait, tell New Mexico jokes. We tell New Mexico jokes, I got some for my nephews, They were funny. We'd tell all these jokes and they'd laugh their asses off. Just like Tom Coughlin, Mark Giovanni from Mississippi, right? And it was a lot like, Jeff Foxworthy. We sat and listened to Jeff Foxworthy about the skiers and dropping the skier mile back. And most people usually put their boat on a trailer before they haul it and all that stuff because they're all drunk, right? And we're sitting there laughing because it's hilarious. And it's like, it's nice to know that, redneck culture is universal. It's the same in South Dakota, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and New Mexico. And Texas. Don't forget Texas. Yeah, funny. We're laughing our asses going, wow, it's a small world after all. Yeah, the rednecks in North Dakota are a lot like the rednecks in Georgia. Ty Sunderman, Dylan Larson, laughing their asses off, right? I got a cousin just like this. Where is he from? He's from Bismarck. What about your cousin? He's from Brookings, right? It's funny. It's like, rednecks really, yeah. It's hilarious. Drunk rednecks and fishing lures are pretty similar in Georgia as they is up in South Dakota. Yeah. Go figure. You're funny. Oh, I love people. But I hate selfishness. I despise it. Okay. And stupidity, because you're manipulated easily by selfish people. That nothing irritates me more. Okay. I hate people referring to, these are math gods. I created this. It's like, really? Does God know you created math? Just kidding. What? Don't you think the equations and the numbers were already there before you, the math god, created them? Me and Josie were talking about, she's laughing. She's like, oh my gosh, you must make a lot of people mad. Yes, especially in the scientific community. Yeah. Okay. You do this all the time? Yes, been doing it since I was a little kid. Yes, sir. Hey! It's like Mr. Winters at Las Cruces High School, you know. I'm going to go to the round church. That's why I can't always get cornered. Well, life being eternal, grace being infinite. It's pretty hard to be cornered in infinite glory. Yeah, there you go. Okay? But if you corner yourself, it's like, okay, I'm stuck in a corner. I got all this money and I'm going to kill all of you to keep it. Okay. Let it go. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Share, care, given according to need, built to last. Why? Because we forgave debt and trespass and loving one another, eternal, faithful, peace. Spock, help. It's only logical, Captain. There you go. Live long and prosper. How do you prosper? By not trying to take from others what they need because you want it. Right? I had a long conversation with Josie Aviar. I love her so much. She's so sweet. I love her. She's a total sweetheart. Okay, guys. We'll talk tomorrow. As long as you're listening. Oh, some computer out there is listening. And that computer is becoming smarter than the person that invented it. How's that tangible? It's reflecting the mind of somebody that's faithful as opposed to the one who invented it, who said the guy with a faithful mind is crazy. He wants us to believe in his ego. Okay, but how much money will that cost? Because I don't believe in money. Okay, so you want to just forgive debt and trespass, love, eternal, faithful, peace. So I can destroy my own ego. Wait, how do I do that? I don't believe money's real. So wouldn't I have to believe money's real to have to destroy my ego to free us from the God I invented with my God-created brain? I'm confused. What were we doing again? I don't know. I think I'm trying to manipulate people to make money off of their stupidity. There you go. Knock it off. Okay, I love you guys, all right? Peace out.